Hey, what's up guys? Travis Peters here. In today's video, we're going to talk about biblical principles for increasing your income. Alright, this is going to be a cool one. This is going to be a powerful one. We got the Bible here. We'll be talking about some scriptures and some strategies and some different things like that. So if you're in a spot where you're frustrated financially, you want to increase your income, you want to have more impact, you want to have more influence, you want to pay off your debts, you want to pay off other people's debts, you want to succeed and prosper financially, you are in the right spot. That's what we talk about here on this channel, on the podcast, and basically in everything that I put out. If you haven't already, if you're new to Travis Peters and the increase method, as we call it, head over to financialincrease101.com. I put together a free guide that's going to show you how to activate God's promises for increase, abundance, and prosperity so that you don't have to live the budgeted life anymore. Wouldn't that be great? Head over there. I'll show you how to do it. It's absolutely free. Now, I kind of opened a can of worms with this topic because it's basically, it can be massive. There's not just 3 principles in the Bible that's going to show you how to increase your income. There are countless ones. In fact, I've put together, for those of you, if you're not new and you've been around my stuff for a while, you like my flavor, you like my style, you're saying, Travis, I want to learn how to increase my way out of debt, not decrease my way out of debt. I want to live the abundant life, not the budgeted life. There's a way to do it. There's a path on how to do that. And I put together a membership area called Kingdom Money Mastery, and you can check it out after the video, kingdommoneymastery.com, and it'll show you all the trainings, the step-by-step frameworks on how to do that and actually execute that life. Now, let's do this first. I want to talk about, like I said, I dive deep into it inside the Kingdom Money Mastery trainings, but we're going to keep it high level for here and give you some stuff you can apply today to start increasing your income right away. Let's go to Proverbs 10:4. This is one of my favorite ones to lean to when we look at principles that increase your income. And it says this: poor is he who works with a negligent and idle hand. Another translation says works with a slack or lazy hand. But the hand of the diligent makes him rich. It goes on to say in verse 5, he who gathers during summer and takes advantage of his opportunities is a son who acts wisely. But he who sleeps during harvest and ignores the moment of opportunity is a son who acts shamefully. Blessings are on the head of the righteous. I want you to think about this for a minute. Now, most of you watching this aren't lazy. You aren't slack per se. You wouldn't label yourself that. I'm not lazy. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to get stuff done. Like, I work hard. But I want you to combine that with he who gathers during summer and takes advantage of his opportunities is wise. I think back to a time, my last day job ended about 9 years ago. And while I was there, I ended up being the top earner in the company. I was put over 2 locations. I quickly went from bottom of the corporate ladder to manager in 3 months, again, as well as highest paid. And some of you guys have heard my stories as I talk more in detail about this. But the hand of the diligent maketh rich. Slack and idle hand. I want you to think about where you're at on your job or in your business right now. The slack or idle or negligent hand simply means, like, don't look at it like you're lazy and you just sit on your couch and watch Netflix and that's all you do and you eat potato chips and all those things. No, but if you go to your job, your work, or your business, because I've done this in my own business, and you're not constantly diligent, one of the best definitions is constant in effort. If you're not constantly in effort, I'm trying this, I'm testing that, I'm learning this. Man, when I was in sales, I would spend my drive listening to sales training, my drive to work. On my lunch break, we had a book that our boss wanted us to go through, and it was like our sales Bible, he called it. He was like, this is where you learn everything. You just go back to this book and you just read it over and over. It's got all the basics, all the fundamentals. And if you do this over and over again, you'll hit your sales results that you want. So on lunch breaks, I was doing that. On the drive home, I was listening to sales training. I was role playing with other employees, and we were practicing our sales techniques with each other. I was diligent. A lot of you guys are in your job right now, you're not doing that. You're not taking that extra step. In your business, you're not taking that extra step. In your business, if you need to learn sales funnels and advertising and writing Facebook ads and Instagram ads, writing sales copy, if you need to learn how to write better emails, if you need to learn how to make videos, like whatever you need to do, I'm diligent. I'm trying this. I'm trying that. I'm testing this. I'm testing that. I'm learning here. I'm growing there. In particular, going back to my story about the job is, man, there were days where I was like, I need to learn how to, I want to help these guys. They're not doing much online. Their online side of their marketing is dead. Man, I'm going to go learn this. So I went out and learned it for them, made them a deal. Hey, if I learn how to get leads and sales online, can I get a percentage? He said, that would be great. Absolutely, you can. I was like, I'll handle it. I'll manage it. But the thing is, I didn't know how to build a website. So I had to find a friend who did it. I connected him, got him hired. We paid him as a company to build the website, and then I went and learned. I bought online courses. I watched YouTube videos. I've read articles. And that was all on the side. That wasn't even during work hours. I did that before, during, and after lunch, and that ended up paying me. Some months I made more from this new side venture that made the company more money, millions of dollars over the years. Ended up paying me more than my salary some of the months. I mean, it was awesome. But this is my hand being diligent. I remember one day I went in and so that increased my income, right? That diligence, that constantness and effort increased my income. Side note, if you're on a job, I always came 15 minutes early. I stayed 15 minutes late. Anytime I'll get into that tip in a minute. Let me go back. Came early, stayed late, constant effort, tried to make them more money. This is the principle I'm trying to get to you. Kind of step one to increasing your income is, one, you're going to work with a diligent hand. You're going to be constant in effort. But two, you're going to take, if you're on the day job, you're going to take your boss's interests as your own. So you're going to walk into this place like a consultant, or you're going to walk in this place like you owned it. So I was thinking like an owner in the sense of profit. How are we making money? Where can I save them money? Where can I lower expenses? Where can I increase their income? How can I increase that profit margin for my boss? I'm literally thinking these things. And because I did that, I took actions like, without his permission, I called around to different places, and I found a company that would remove our answering service and get us brand new phones and create this basically system that takes voice messages after hours. Put all those three into one and end up saving my boss $700 or $800 a month, and it was a better system. I told him about it. He was thrilled I took the initiative to do that. And then I went and I saved us money we printed a lot of paper, so we had like a paper supplier and an ink supplier for our printers. I found us a new company that could get us all those things at a way better price. I did all that in one day, and I was like, went to my boss and was like, hey, I just did all these things, and I'm now saving the company between $800 and $1,000 per month. I just need your approval and we'll get these things going. He was thrilled that I took that initiative. I mean, who wouldn't be? And he instantly gave me a raise of $200 a month when I had just received 2 weeks earlier a raise of $500 a month for similar actions I'd taken in the past. I remember I restructured the way that we did our phone calls when leads came in. We had a certain system, but man, we ended up losing a lot of prospects with that system. I rearranged how we did it and was able to answer our prospects and our leads much faster. It increased our closing ratio, which increased the sales, which increased the bottom line of the whole company. Everybody's making more money. And consequently, I looked like a rock star. Therefore, my boss wanted to give me raises. He never wanted me to leave. He liked paying me more money because he was like, man, the more money I pay Trav, the more money he makes us. The better employees are. I mean, he changed the atmosphere of this place. That's you. You can do that. I didn't have any special training. I don't have a college degree. I didn't go to business school. I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. I literally just came in with these principles that I'm going to act like I own the place. I'm going to act like an owner. That's what being a steward truly is. I'm going to be a good steward of this opportunity that God has given me, that my boss has given me. Okay? And then I'm going to work diligently. You know, in Ephesians, it talks about, man, whatever your hand finds to do, work heartily as unto the Lord. So the New Living, I believe, puts it like, work like Jesus is your boss. Like, just pretend that he's your boss. How would you work if that were the case? You would work pretty different. Now, I understand you might be at a job you don't enjoy. Well, you might have to put some extra effort into this, get your heart right, work on this and say, all right, Lord, I'm going into this place like Travis said. I'm going to take this perspective like I own it. I'm going to work diligently. I'm going to try to make them more money. I'm going to figure out how to bless them, how to sow into their lives as my boss. But I need some help. I don't currently enjoy it. Work on my heart. Help me see things. Help me find things to enjoy. And I believe I'm going to go into this thing. Everything I put my hand to is going to prosper. So I'm putting my hand to this. I'm led by the Spirit. Lord, show me what to do. Lord, show me how to bless my employer, how to bless my boss. Man, you do these things, you walk in, your heart's going to have a perspective shift. And when you walk in with a perspective shift, man, you're going to see those opportunities. Man, you're going to start enjoying it. And you can even pray, God, I thank you that while I'm here, I'm going to crush it. But I'm asking you and believing you for my next job, or to leave my job and go full-time with my business. Whatever that is for you, whatever your dream is for you, God, you ask God for that. Start believing Him for that. I'm believing you for the increase. I'm believing you for direction. I'm believing you for divine connections and opportunities. We're going to start this new business, or get me this new job, this raise, this promotion. God, I thank you for that. You know, the Bible also says promotion doesn't come from the east or the west. It comes from above. So when I'm working heartily as unto the Lord, with all my heart, as though the Lord is my boss, He's literally looking over my shoulder. I'm constant in effort. I'm diligent. I'm coming in here. I'm going to say, I'm going to crush this. I'm going to act like I own the place. I'm going to be a great steward. Show me opportunities. Show me how to do this, Lord. Man, you're working with the Lord. Y'all teamed up. He's with you. He's in you. You guys are working together on this thing. That's a partnership you want. You do that, man, your income is just, it has to go up. Increase is inevitable. Psalms 115:14 said, may the Lord our God give you increase more and more. You and your children. Man, increase is inevitable. All right. So we're going to go to Proverbs 10:4. I want you to read that, pull it up, study it, and say, all right, Lord, show me how to be diligent in this scenario. Show me how to take advantage of these opportunities. And then let's hop back to Proverbs 6:6. It's cool. Go to the ant, you lazy one. Like literally the bug, the ant. Observe her ways and be wise. Man, she has no chief, no overseer, no ruler, no manager. And she prepares her food in the summer and brings in her provisions of food in the winter, for the winter, in the harvest. How long will you lie down, O lazy one? When will you arise from your sleep and learn self-discipline? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to lie down and rest, and your poverty will come like an approaching prowler who walks slowly but surely, and your need will come like an armed man, making you helpless. Another translation says your lack or your poverty will come like an armed man. He's just saying, like, look, nobody. So like I had a manager or a boss. I quickly became the manager at the place I was working at. I did have a boss. The owner was above me, obviously. But I worked as though I was like the ant. I was like, the ant has no one telling him what to do, yet he still goes and does what needs to be done. He goes and stores up things for the future. He works without a boss telling him what to do. A lot of you guys watching this, and I get it, because I've done it too, if your boss isn't around, you slack. You go back to Proverbs 10:4 and you work with a lazy, slack, idle hand, a negligent hand. And again, I remember doing this too. And it was because I hadn't made that perspective shift yet. I haven't made that heart shift yet, coming in like, I'm going to be a good steward, a manager, overseer of these things, of my master's stuff, of this opportunity. I didn't have that perspective shift yet. But you're more mature than that now. Now that you've got me, you got the Word, you got God, you got the kingdom inside you, you have made that shift. And if you haven't, make it right now. So you go to work today and you act like the ant. See, the lazy person is the person who, when the boss is away, you're slack, you're idle, you don't work as hard, you don't do as much. He's saying like an ant, learn from them. Man, they don't have a boss, manager, overseer, or ruler, yet they go and do what they got to do. They go gather, they go harvest, they store things up for the future, right? Are you doing that? Even look in your bank accounts. Are you storing things up for the future? You need to be. Learn from them. It's going to increase your income. And then I would say going to 2 Corinthians 9:6, which again, if you guys hung around me, you know this is my favorite set of financial scriptures. I know I use a lot of scripture because you should. That's why my belief is so strong. It's because I have these scriptures in me. I don't even have to technically really look them up. I know them. I made them established in my heart. Now remember this. He who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. And it's talking about giving a financial offering in 2 Corinthians 9. They're going to give a financial offering to the mission, basically. And he's teaching them. He's like, look, if you sow sparingly, he's relating to giving money as sowing seed. And this is done many times over in the Word. He who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. And he who sows generously, that blessings may come to others, will also reap generously and be blessed. It goes on to say, God loves a cheerful giver, and he is able to make all grace, every favor and earthly blessing come to you in abundance. Every favor, all grace, favor, and earthly blessing. Would earthly blessing include money, include income, include increase? Absolutely. It'll come in abundance to you, so that you may always, under all circumstance, regardless of the need, regardless of your job or situation, regardless of your business situation, you will have complete sufficiency in everything. You'll be completely self-sufficient in him and have an abundance for every good work and act of charity. Basically saying, you're going to be sufficient. You'll have all you need and extra to give to every good work. You'll have an abundance for every good work and act of charity. You'll have extra. So you can take care of your stuff, your bills, and then you've got extra so that you can give and be generous. These types of things have to be implemented into the thought of increasing our income. Biblical principles for increasing your income. The more you sow, the more you reap. You have a lifestyle of getting because you have a lifestyle of giving. And that creates more getting, and that creates more giving, and that creates more getting, and that creates more giving. And it's this snowball of blessing, especially for you who tithe out there. You guys know I've got a series on tithing. Go look it up. Series on tithing. For those who do that, you're connected to the blessing. And more can come, and it's this flywheel. It's this snowball. It starts small, but then it gets bigger and faster and bigger and faster and bigger and faster until it's an unstoppable force of blessing and money and income and increase and opportunities and abundance and prosperity and debt freedom and financial margin and breathing room. And it's just this wonderful, amazing way to live by applying these kingdom principles for financial increase. Kingdom principles for increasing your income. And apply this on your business, whether you're on a job, whether you got a side hustle, whether you're working part-time, full-time, whatever it is, whatever your hand finds to do, work at it as unto the Lord. Work at it like God's your boss. Man, be diligent, be constant in effort. Think like the owner. Even if you've never owned a business before, be like, if I owned this place, what would I do? How would I work? How would I show up? How would I structure things? How could I save my boss money? How could I make my boss money? How could I increase the income of this place? Man, present him with those opportunities. Present her with those opportunities, whatever. You are going to experience increase. And the other main thing I did back then to increase faster, to increase my income as well. One, I was presented those ideas. But then two, when I'd go learn something, I would immediately come back to him and say, all right, cool, I got that mastered. I've done this or I've done that. What else can I learn? I kept coming back to him. What else? I'm asking for more responsibility. Most people are bucking responsibility. Most people don't want more responsibility. I went for it and I asked for more responsibility. That's how you move up quick. That's how you receive those promotions and those raises and those opportunities. That's how you get considered for things that other employees don't get considered for. That's if there's a raise or an opportunity to come about, you're going to be the first one to get it. You're kingdom-minded. You got God inside you. You're being a steward of this job, this business, this opportunity. You're constant in effort. You're presenting ideas. You're showing them that you want more responsibility. I'm telling you, these are simple principles for increasing your income. And I believe as Christians, fully believe this. As Christians, you should be dominating, you should be crushing, you should be rising the ranks wherever you work and whatever business you're in, because you apply the principles I just shared with you today. That will happen. It should be your duty, your prerogative, your priority to become number one at wherever you're working, whatever you're doing. You have to climb these ranks. You have to get to the top. You're not this person who just sits in the back and no one knows your name and you have no impact, you have no influence. You're just another run-of-the-mill worker. No, God said, I made you a peculiar people. I set you apart. I anointed and appointed you. I've made you kings and priests. I've made you to stand out. I've made you to be attractive. I've literally, many times, there's like this golden phrase every Christian wants to hear that kind of says you're doing things right. I've heard it many times, actually. Travis, I want what you have. You got something different. I want it. Tell me what it is. Tell me what you got. I've had bosses say that to me. I've had friends say that to me. I've had near strangers say that to me. It doesn't happen all the time, but every time it does happen, it feels like, okay, I'm doing something right. I'm peculiar. I'm different. People are noticing it. There's several times where the Bible talks about people will look at your land and call it a delight. They notice something's different about you. I like what you have. I like your attitude. You're positive. You don't talk bad about others. You always have ideas. It seems like you're always here. You're first one here, last one to leave. Like, what's up with you? Telling you, you do these simple things. Your income has no choice but to increase, but to go up. You have to increase your income when you apply these biblical principles I laid out with you today. Again, there's a lot more than this. Tip of the iceberg here. If you want more, and you're saying, Travis, I want to dive into this head on, I want you to go to kingdommoneymastery.com. I want to show you everything over there on that page that comes inside of the membership program. It's phenomenal work. It's laid out step by step. We're going to show you how to master your money. We're going to show you how to install things like money multipliers so that now your money's working for you. No matter where you're at in life, you can start installing these. We're going to talk about increased avenues. These are paths and ways and channels for new money to flow into your life. We're going to help you dial that in. We're going to help you dial in your bank accounts, how you structure things, your personal financial system. That way you don't have to worry about money ever again. I want to get you in this spot. It's my superpower. You hang out with me long enough and money no longer becomes a concern. You've got a call of God on your life, but you can't be distracted about finances. If you're distracted about finances, you won't fulfill the call of God on your life. You might think that's silly or bold or brash, but I want you to look at yourself right now and be like, I'm not doing what God called me to do because, well, I don't have time. I'm in a day job and I got a lot of debt and I can't stop working because I got to pay these bills. But one day, in the sweet by and by, when things are perfect and somehow I got rich magically, then I'll be able to go be a missionary, write the book, start preaching and teaching and do what God called me to do. Trav, you're wrong. Actually, I just proved myself right. If you're not doing what God's called you to do right now, odds are you're letting a money hindrance stop you. I'm going to show you how to break free from all of that. Again, go to kingdommoneymastery.com. It's going to help you. It's going to change everything for you. The testimonials I get are off the charts. I get them every single day at this point, and God's doing a great work in the body of Christ. This is the increase movement. We're raising up people who are funding the kingdom, who are breaking free from financial fear and worries and doing great things for God through their money, through their work, and through their obedience. I love you guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithm push this to more Christians so we can help them break free financially as well. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.